Hello people, here are my Viper setups for 3 B sites in Valorant, plus the C site of Haven. In this video, I would be covering the offensive executes that I use for Split, Bind, Breeze, and as I mentioned earlier, Haven. Oh yeah, 200 subscribers, thank you so much. In the last video, we were at about 193 and now we're over 200, so I really appreciate all of the support, people. And for those of you people who aren't subscribed yet, do consider subscribing for more content like this. I upload all sorts of Valorant content, tips and tricks, lineups, montages, all of those things. And on a weekly basis. Oh yeah, and one last thing, if you have your own tips and tricks, go to my Discord server and submit them over there. Anyways, that's enough of me, let's start the video. So let's start off this video on Split. So before the round begins, you want to make your way onto this corner right over here. From this corner, you want to take a good look at your minimap, and I want you to align your wall in a way that it covers that box right there on B site. Once you have those aligned, go ahead and cast out your wall. Now for the poison cloud, I don't really use the poison cloud often other than placing it on the spike for the sake of the post plant lineup. But if you want a really easy poison cloud lineup, here's one that I found from Skillcapped. So there's this tiny corner in this pile of junk over here. You want to stand against it just like that. From this corner, you're going to look up and you're going to pay attention to the second and third roof tile line thingies that I'm shooting at right now. And from there, you want to put your crosshair right in the middle of those two things that I was just shooting at. From there, you're going to take out your poison orb and then you just want to give it a throw. No jumping, no anything, okay? And now this is what the setup looks like. The poison orb is going to be able to cover all of heaven. And then your toxic screen is going to be able to cover hell over there. And it's also going to cover backside. And now let's go to the post-plant lineup. So assuming that you've planted the spike on default, what you want to do is you want to start running all the way over here to this corner over here. You're going to stand against that corner, and from this corner, I want you to look up in front. And here you're going to notice this green sign thingy, the thing that I'm aiming at right now. Now behind that green sign thingy is a black line outline thingy for the building behind it. I placed the crosshair right there in the middle of that green sign. At the same time, it is aligned to the black outline behind the green sign. Once that's done, you're going to take out your snake bite and then you're just going to fire it up. The snake bite is going to bounce off the wall over there and land right there on the spike. Up next, we have my Viper setup for Breeze. So for the execute with Viper, you don't want to start this with your toxic screen. You're gonna start this off with your poison orb. So stand at the very edge of this wooden plank that I'm shooting at right now. From this wooden plank, you're going to look up, and what you're going to notice is that there's this black wire thingy over there. You're going to pay attention to where those two wires meet, right there where I'm shooting. You're going to take out your poison cloud, and I want you to align the white dot right above the left mouse button icon above your poison orb ability. You're going to place it right there on that thing that I specified. Once that's done, you just want to give this a jumping throw. And make sure to throw right as you're going up into the air, not when you're at the peak of your jump. Now the good thing about this poison orb is that it's going to block vision from this common angle that op players like to hold. So right after you threw that poison orb, you want to make your way over here to where the barriers usually are. You want to go right at the middle. You're going to take out your toxic screen, and what I want you to do is I want you to align your toxic screen in the minimap right there with the wall that is already on the site. Once you've aligned that, you want to throw up your wall. Now if we're going to activate both of the smokes, they cover that angle that I specified earlier, mid, CT, but you still do have to watch out for this pocket corner over here. Once you've get into sight, don't forget to drop the poison orb before you swing. So I got this post-plant lineup from Dexter II on YouTube. The link to that video would be in the description. So you want to run over to this area over here, and as you can see, there are wet dripping spots right there on the wall. What you want to do is you want to stand at the lowest dripping spot. You want to stand against the wall just like that. Now from this area, you want to pay attention to that cannon right there. It's pretty obvious. Now you're going to look up and you want to align the left side of your poison cloud icon right there on that cannon that I specified. You're going to take out your poison and you're just going to fire it up like usual. The poison is going to take a bounce off that pillar and land right there in front of the spike. And now we have the Viper setup for bind. So once the barriers drop, you want to make your way right over here to this door. On this door, you're going to look at your minimap, and what you want to do is you just want to split that entire site in half. Right after firing your wall, you want to make your way to this corner right over here. From this corner, you're going to look up and you're going to notice that Valorant symbol or that V over there. I want you to pay attention to the bottom of that V arrow Valorant symbol thingy. You're going to take out your poison cloud and I want you to align the left side of the middle hotbar line right in the middle of your poison cloud and toxic screen ability. Right there at the bottom tip of that V that I specified. A simple left click throw and this orb is going to land right there to cover elbow. And now once you're going to be entering the site from B long, which is the best way to enter site, elbow would be smoked off, the pocket area would be smoked off. But I do have to point out that in the middle of this tube box thingy, there is that tiny gap over there, so you might want to watch out for that. So once the spike is planted, we move on to the post-plant lineup. I actually have two spots to do this post-plant lineup from, and I'll show both of them right now. The first spot is right here on this corner right next to the teleporter. From this corner, you're going to look up, and I want you to pay attention to that edge thingy over there. The thing that I'm specifying with my crosshair. You're going to take out your poison, and I want you to align the leftmost part of your hotbar line right there on that corner that I specified. And then you're going to do a simple left click. We're going to follow the poison, and it's going to land right there on the spike. The second spot would be in this corner right over here. From this corner, you're going to look up and I want you to pay attention to that paint that's been peeling off the wall over there. You want to pay attention to that tip that I'm specifying with my crosshair. You're going to take out your snake bite and I want you to align the top right tip of your poison bar right there on that tip of the dripping paint that I just specified. Once you have that done, you're going to fire it up and this is going to land right on the spike. And lastly, we have the setup for Haven C site. So before the barriers drop, you want to make your way onto this wooden plank thingy on the wall over here, right there. You're going to stand against it. From here, you're going to look at your minimap and you want to align your toxic screen so that it cuts off that box at the very back of the site. Once you've done that, fire up your wall. Now from the exact same spot, you're going to notice that there's this gap in the middle of this tree and that leaf and that roof over there. Basically, it's below that lantern. Now you're going to take out your poison cloud and there's that mouse button icon box thingy right there. You're going to align it right there onto that gap that I specified. Once you have that aligned, you're going to do a jumping throw. If we're going to follow this orb, it's going to land right there. Now what this setup does is that when you enter site, it's going to smoke off the garage area, it's going to smoke off back site, and it's also going to smoke off that area where other enemies like to camp. But if you want to clear that area, make sure you drop your poison orb when you're ready to engage in a fight. And now let's finish this off with the last post-plant lineup of the video. I have my own post-plant and it's slightly different from other people's post-plant lineups in Haven. But what you want to do is you want to make your way to these purple flowers over here. Stand against them. From these flowers, you want to look up and I want you to pay attention to the biggest slope of that rocky mountain thingy. You're going to take out your snake bite and I want you to align that right toxin bar line right there below the biggest slope of that mountain that I specified. And then you're just going to fire up your snake bite. Now this snake bite, when it lands, it covers both areas of that radianite box. It'll cover the front and the side where both default plant spots are. And before all of you go after me in the comments, yes, I know the other post-plant lineup. You stand at that corner right there. You're going to look up and you're going to pay attention to that pole over there. And then you're going to place the left side of your toxin bar thingy on that pole. But my problem with this lineup is it lands too far to the left of that radianite box. So this is good if you plant the spike to the left of the radianite box, but not good if you plant the spike right in front of the radianite box. Which is why I prefer the lineup that I said earlier. So anyways, that's the end of the video. I would like to thank all you people for over 200 subscribers once again. And for those of you people who haven't subscribed yet, do consider subscribing for more content like this. Let's just keep this outro quick. I have a Discord server, link in the description. It's still a little quiet right now, but hopefully it gets loud someday. Just feel free to talk when you get there. You can also submit your own tips and tricks and lineups and stuff there, and I'd give you proper credits. I have a Twitch channel as well, check that out. All the links will be in the description. Thank you again, people, for over 200 subscribers, and yeah, that's about it. Goodbye, people.